Hi there.
T for having me so much. Love to be here. Let's get started.
It's a pleasure. All right, a lot of people consider you a fresh face on the scene. What have you been up to? What do you do?
I'm a fine art balloon artist, which means I make elaborate fine art balloon sculptures and I create images out of those sculptures, not just using balloons, sometimes also using models or other mixed media. Over the last 2 years, I've been doing larger fine art balloon sculpture exhibitions.
What would you recommend are the essential ingredients to a successful exhibit to someone who wants to do it for the first time?
That's a fantastic question. What I would recommend is only spend what you are willing to lose, because success is not a guarantee. It is a venture that requires practice and perseverance and dedication. If you have friends or connections that have a venue where you can use it for free or cheap, that's a great start. And if you also have large print runs available, you really only need the first one printed for a display, and you can print the next ones in the series as they are made to order.
So what are some of the challenges presented from working with balloons when planning an exhibit?
So it really depends on what you're trying to do with the balloons. For the Hardy and Nance exhibit, we staged the building very carefully, going from largest, most basic balloons, working down each step towards the most detailed balloons, because there's only so long that you can display balloons, especially if you haven't treated them with something like high float, which I've seen used to good effect before, but hasn't been used in my exhibits yet. And when building a balloon exhibit, if you're trying to recuperate costs or make money from your event, the balloons themselves aren't usually the things you're trying to sell. In my case, I have a large catalog and portfolio of high quality prints that people like to come away with, as well as some of the smaller, uninflated details that I am able to sell afterwards.
Uninflated details?
Yes, for example, I have this beautiful box here of wilted tulip flowers from my latest series that I have just finished, starring the amazing and talented Minty Minded. And I'm sure I'll make these flowers available as a very limited edition piece of my art at some point in the future.
How would you say you found your voice?
My artistic voice really stems from the things that I've been through and the ways that I've learned to tell my story. It was very much a therapeutic process for me at first, in an artist therapy kind of way. I was dealing with depression and loneliness and grief and losing my sister, and I started making the serious balloon art based around those topics. And as I became more confident in composing an image that told a deep emotional story, and as I worked through some of the problems that were really weighing down on me, I felt the freedom to expand into larger issues that affected us all. Things like climate change and economic issues and issues of religion, and that's really what drives me right now. Although I still do art on personal topics, such as my upbringing in the cult that I grew up in, which was the subject of my last exhibition.
And to great effect. You know, some might say you twist the balloons, but I believe the balloons may have had a part in shaping you. Do you ever feel like your medium holds you back?
I work primarily with balloons, but I am not shackled to the balloons. In the last series that I worked on, the Cult series, has a counterpart to the balloon sculpture, which is these large 6 by 7 foot paintings. And I've never really considered myself a painter, although after the painting that I have done, I can definitely wear the title with pride. But I've long since incorporated non-balloon materials into my work as well. And when I do so, I do it with the careful thought of how the materials interact together, both physically and conceptually. The series that I've just finished doing is mostly non-balloon scenery and models with just small balloon elements, and it wouldn't be what it is without the balloons, but I wouldn't say that in and of itself is my medium. If anything, photography is the medium, although I sort of defy those conventions as well. The next project I've got going on is going to involve metalwork and welding combined with the balloons as well. Really having fun with the contrast in materials.
You mentioned your last work that didn't actually include a lot of your signature balloon work. Where is that work? Where would we find it?
The first part in the series is out now. You can see it here. Maybe? I don't know.
I like it. I like it.
And that is part 1 in my 3-part series that I've titled Funny Business. And I have exciting news. The other 2 parts are available to view early exclusively on my new Patreon, where you can go and support my work, help me buy new art supplies, and keep myself going as I am trying new things and venturing forth in this crazy balloon art adventure. There's also going to be many other goodies on there, including the artist talk that I gave at the Young Center exhibition in August, as well as some exclusive behind-the-scenes content, including a breakdown of how I created this image from beginning to end, going through the software that I use layer by layer, how I achieve the results that I get for the highly edited and polished finished product.
Wow, that's exciting! If you want to see more of what DJ has to offer and his latest body of work, you can head on to his Patreon down at the link below. Huh? Mwah.